In the late 19th century, a Brazilian woman died alone in Paris. Her name was Maria Augusta de Oliveira Borges. She was 26 years old at the time and her death certificate vanished. No official cause was ever recorded. Some say she never forgave what was taken from her. Others believe she never truly left. And according to one of Brazil's most persistent urban legends, she came back as something else. Before going into the story of Maria Augusta, we need to talk about the ritual. To call her, you don't need much. A school bathroom, a mirror, and a name. You say it loud 3 times, then you flush the toilet or knock on the door, depending on the version. In some places, insults are part of it as well, a way of provoking her, making sure she hears you. The name you are meant to say is Loira do Banheiro, the blonde in the bathroom. A title tied to a place, one we will return to later. The details change from one place to another, but every version agrees on one thing. Once the ritual is done, you are no longer alone. In the United States, a similar ritual exists. They call her Bloody Mary. Say her name in front of a mirror and something is supposed to answer back. But the Brazilian version carries something far more unsettling. It is not based on a faceless figure, it is based on a real story. Maria Augusta was born into wealth. The daughter of a powerful aristocratic family from Guaratinguetá in the state of São Paulo. Like many women at that time, she was unfortunately forced into a marriage while still a teenager. Marriage defined the status back then, and her parents gave her no choice. Leaving was not expected. For a woman of her social class, marriage was permanent. Reputation mattered more than happiness. Obedience mattered more than choice. But Maria Augusta made a decision. At 18, in an act of courage, she left, with no protection or permission. She sold her jewelry, took what could be converted into a passage, and crossed the ocean alone. Paris was her destiny. Looking for freedom or simply to escape. Although Paris did not offer protection, it offered anonymity. No family, no records that followed her. She lived there for a few years. The records of her grew quiet. What followed is uncertain, but away from the place that named her, she may have found peace and the mercy of being unknown. At least for a little while. When she died, there was nothing left to explain who she was or how she lived. Then the news arrived. Maria Augusta was dead at 26. Her mother arranged for the body to be returned to Brazil. What remains is not a cause of death, but an absence. No witness accounts, no official explanation. Just a body sent back across the ocean. During the journey, it is said that thieves opened the casket in search of jewelry. This is where her death certificate is believed to have disappeared. The most accepted theory suggests rabies, a disease that causes extreme dehydration, and it was very common in Europe at the time. Keep the dehydration detail in mind. Her body then arrived in Brazil, without a medical report or official conclusion. It is after this point that strange events begin to be reported. While the family tomb was being prepared, Maria Augusta remains were kept inside the family mansion. Her coffin was sealed in glass and displayed for visitation. The display was meant as a farewell, but it also turned her body into an object. Observed, commented on, remembered out of context. A person is slowly becoming an image. After Maria Augusta's body was finally laid to rest and buried in the prepared tomb, is where the story that was already sad starts to be chilling. First, the mansion where her body was displayed burned down. There were accounts of a piano playing while the fire ravaged the mansion. Many believe this was a manifestation of Maria's dehydration, an echo of her suffering. Years later, the land was converted into a school. The building became Escola Estadual Conselheiro Rodrigues Alves, and is still there to this day. In this school, a woman began to be seen near the bathrooms, begging for water, begging to be buried. Sometimes faucets turned on by themselves, and the name of the woman began to change. Maria Augusta faded. Names require memory, images do not. Her name disappeared. She was now called by a description: a Loira do Banheiro, the blonde in the bathroom. And so a real life, fragmented by loss and silence, ended. The name did not. But what answers now is not Maria Augusta, not anymore. It is something else entirely. Wearing what is left of her. I studied in 3 different schools during my early childhood. All of them are very far from São Paulo, mind you. And this myth was told in every single one of them. Stories you hear as a child have a different way of lingering. These kinds of thoughts don't ask for permission once they are inside your head. And I think that's fair, to be honest. Nothing was asked of Maria Augusta either. And now, she lingers.